he step. Do you care what happens if this guy doesn't step in for the run? At that point, you're playing what? You're playing. You work back and you're playing passive. But if that guy steps in, I go to there. If it's pass, what do I do? What if he doesn't step in? Where do my eyes then go there next? Where? But what do you have to see first? Because I have a number 2 threat. So run or pass, same thing. I'm going to go from there to there. Because I have to see that. That's telling me run or pass. That's telling me what the action is. That's giving me a secondary key of what my threats are. Okay? And if I'm not sure, who tells me run or pass? That guy steps in. And what tells me whether it's play action or run? Who's going to give me a good idea? What's this guy going to do for the most part? And play action, what's he going to do? There you go. Most of the time he'll release. And I have to be able to see him, because if I get action here and I go right to one and I get a slant and this guy's running to the flat, am I going to see that? No, so I got to see them both. I'm going to go from here to my next threat to there. Boom, boom, boom. And if I have a good angle, I'm going to see that whole thing anyway. I'm going to be keying right through that tight end to that back. I'm going to see the whole picture. I'm going to see my primary key. I'm going to see my secondary key, and it's going to be boom, boom, right there. And you're going to know everything you need to know in about in a split second time. Okay? But you got to train your eyes on where to be. Okay? So now let's put the tight end over here. Our Will's over there. Once again, I said that. Okay, now, who's in the run fit? Same guy, right? Okay, now what am I, who are my threats? Huh? There you go. So, what's the end guy in the line of scrimmage now? Is there a tight end over there? So basically, I'm going to be reading there to who? Who's going to help, once again, who's going to help give me a good key? If it's pass, what do you think this guy's going to do? Huh? He's going to pass block, right? If he's run, what's he going to do? Come off and go get that guy. So whether that's a tight end or... Now, he's not a threat to me in the passing game, but he feeling what that guy does. So I'm always keying, if I'm in a cloud, I'm keying the back to the end guy on the line of scrimmage, be it the tight end or be it the tackle. Because what do we want to do? What's real important that we do over here, if I'm this right end over here, and it's pass, or it's run, what are we doing? What kind of technique are we playing over here? Yeah, we're going to fist over here because we don't want a cloud corner to have to play an inside gap over there. So we're going to fist the hell out of that thing and make that thing bounce out to our corner. Okay? But if I see that whole picture, now if that guy goes there and I don't have a threat on my side, now what am I doing? Now I don't have anything else. I've identified I don't have any other threats over here. I'm going to beat the living shit out of number 1. I'm going to dog the shit out of him now. Okay? See how you got to understand what that whole picture is? Okay, now let's put the guy we said we're going to be cloud over here, until which case they make us go palms. Okay? Now what am I doing? Now I'm playing palms. So what does that mean to me? What am I doing now? Am I in the run fit anymore? No. Okay, so who am I keying now? Do I care what that back does? Not as much, right? So, I'm keying number 2. What's he telling me to do? Simple as this. What do I want to tell you? What is your technique when you're playing palms? What do you do in the number 2? I know you're on a string with the safety. But when I say look at number 2, what do I want you to do? Do what to his release? Mirror his release. So whatever steps or whatever angle he's coming off at, I'm going to do the same thing initially to get my read. And that's going to give me my initial steps until I see what number 2 is doing. So if he's hard inside, I'm going off at that angle inside. If he's flat, I'm starting flat. If he's straight down the field, I'm straight back. If he's wide, that's taking me for width because who's going with him? The safety. Because the safety should be mirroring that release too. Right, Harvey? So if you guys are both mirroring the release of number 2, that's going to keep you guys on a string without even looking at each other. Okay? So you're going to get your depth off that guy. You know, your first 2, 3 steps are going to be exactly in concert with what number 2 is doing. Okay? And that is the base role of how we want you to play that. What about the will linebacker in palms? What are we keying? What's our primary key? Our first key. Where? The back. So I see what the back's doing. Okay? If the back steps in for run, what am I doing? Am I much different than a cloud corner is? Basically the same thing. So I'm feeling the back and who? Yeah, the back and the end guy on the line of scrimmage. Okay? That's telling me a lot. Okay? But if he steps in, same thing with what I told these guys, except they're mirroring number 2, I have to mirror what? What do we always tell you as linebackers? Well, initially, what do you guys mirror in? The steps of what? The back. So if he steps in, I'm going to step in. My initial step is going to be here to do what? To bring me to my what? Bring you to your gap. Okay? I'm not running in there, but that's where my initial steps are taking me. Okay? So I'm stepping right in here to make sure that I'm in a position where that guy can't, I'm not going to make it easy on that guy to cut me off in my gap. Okay? From there, I'm going to read what? I'm going to feel what's happening with the end guy in the line of scrimmage, the tackle, and I'm reading run or pass. If it's run, it's easy, right? I'm playing my gap. Okay? What else is important here? What is essential here? That we know what? That we mirror the path of the back. When I say we're going to step in, I'm saying that guy's in a downhill angle. Okay? And a lot of times I can tell, what tells me a lot of times, DNs, linebackers, everybody on here, what tells me what type of run we're going to get? Right, if he's deep, what are we going to get? More inside run or outside run, Vincent? Inside run. When he's flat or in front of the quarterback, what am I going to get more of? So if I'm getting this path, I'm mirroring that path. That's where I'm stepping to. If I get a wide path, what am I doing now? My eyes right now, because I'm going to mirror those steps. He's wide, I'm wide. I'm looking to get my hands on number 2. Because once I get a wide path, is there a gap? Is there an inside gap anymore? You got to be a bitch of a running back to take that kind of steps in a wide path and take it and put your foot in the ground and go to the B gap. It ain't happening. Okay? And it's great because our offense in camp will show us that time after time. The angle of the back means so much. But if I'm getting wide alignment, in essence, I'm going here. Because who in essence has this gap right here? The end's playing that gap, or he's going to play somewhere in there. The Mike linebacker's mirroring that release. And I want to be here. And why do I want that Will linebacker to work and get his hands on number 2? What do I want you to do in essence? Huh? Yeah, if it's pass. But I guarantee this. If I get a wide path, what are the 2 things that guy's going to do right there? Huh? He's going to stalk you and crack you, or do what? Or do what? or release, right? He's either going to block me, boom, or he's going to be looking to get off me and release. Either way, with that wide path, who do I pick up? Who? The Mike linebacker. I'm going to pick him up. Okay? I know in palms, I got a safety who's going to take that guy. Because that's why we don't leave you in a cloud. Because in a cloud, you'd have to run with them, right? So if I go ahead and I say, we're in palms, I want you to go there. So if it's run, I want you to cross face and set an edge. So these guys inside, along with him, can do their work. Then the safety will fill where needed off of you. Okay? If it is, because it's pretty hard when that guy's doing this and they're double cracking, they don't have to block anybody, and pretty soon you got a corner trying to make the play in space. And we all know as corners that that's a bitch, isn't it? To read all that, take care of the post, and then come off and make a play in space when everything gets caved down. So what we want the nickel or the will linebacker who's playing there in palms to do is get his hands on and set an edge for us so we have restricted gaps where we can come down and make the plays in. But we have to understand what's the path of the back and where do I got to transition my eyes to. Okay? So all that happens because I know that the back is coming hard my way. I know I pick up the mic so I can work for width now. And if it's pass, I'm still going to get my hands on this number 2 guy. I'm still going to get my hands on him. But in essence, I don't have to spend a lot of time on him. I hit him because that's my coverage now. Okay? Do we all understand that? And the Mike linebacker is no different. He's downhill. I'm ready to go downhill. He's flat. I hold my depth and I get ready to transition my eyes. What's going to tell you the most besides, so who's your secondary key, Mike? Who do you want to field besides the back? Eventually, yeah. But what's going to, when I say when we feel run or pass, we go back and end guy in the line of scrimmage if I'm walked. But if there's no tight end in the core, what do I want to feel? Which guy on the line? Who's going to climb to get you? If you see the center, he's going to tell you a lot. That uncovered guy is going to tell you a shitload. So as I see the back and I just feel that, take a peek at that center, it's going to tell me a lot. If he's climbing, it's run. He ain't climbing, he ain't doing anything else. I'm going to hold my depth because I'm not getting affected, right, Mike? There's nothing to affect me. I could hold my depth and be patient. Okay? We all good there? Everybody understand that? Now, that guy doesn't, I'm playing palms and that guy doesn't step in for a run now. It's pass now. What am I doing if I'm the will linebacker or the nickel, whoever this palms guy is? What am I doing from there? Huh? Take my hands on number 2. But what am I doing? I've already aligned. I want to do what? I want to check number 2. What's my read? I want to play that guy from where? Inside out or outside in? Inside out. So key to number 2. Boom. Now I'm looking for what? There's 3 things he can do. If he runs an inside route, what am I doing? What am I doing? Take him, rerouting, staying inside. If he goes up the field, what am I doing? You're just rerouting him up to 10 to 12 and letting him go, right? Staying inside of him. If he goes flat, what am I doing? Looking up number 1. Pretty simple. There to there. And from there, he tells me everything to do. Same way he's telling these guys what to do. Okay? If he steps in to the quarterback, I'm reading his path. Either that way or that way. Okay? When you break it down like that, it's pretty simple, right? But you got to be disciplined with your eyes to do it. Right? What does the 4 part of it mean, Charles Jackson? What does the 4 and 4 hands mean? What does that mean to those guys over to the back? What run responsibility, if the back's over on this side, what run responsibility do these guys have?
Quarterback.
Extra on the quarterback, right? But you're playing what first, basically? Pass. Is there anything that'll get you out of cover 4 over there? Not much, right? Is there anything that'll put you in the fit?
The back.
What would he have to do?
You have the back.
The back would have to bop. Okay? You guys good there? Any questions about that? Anybody got any issues with that? Think about all the trouble we had with that. Why does that... Where do 90% of our issues, both up front, linebackers, and secondary, come into play during the sprint? With what? With our eyes. It really comes down to just having discipline with it right here. What does 2 hands mean, Charles?
2 to the back. Palms away.
2 to the back, and then what away?
Palms.
It could be palms, but what is it basically? When I say hands, what in essence is it? Cover what away?
Cloud.
It's cover 2, right. Hands means 2 or cloud. Cover 2, which is cloud, until it becomes palms, which is going to be 2-speed. That's always going to be the case. So concerning, when I want you to think, when we say hands opposite the back, I want you to think cloud until it's not. It's cover 2 until it's not. Fair enough? Because I don't want you to be thinking palms, okay, well, is it cloud? No. Any palms goes with a cover 2 side, with a cloud side. It's cloud, cover 2, until they give us a second 2-speed, and then it becomes palms. That's just our rules for cloud. Okay? So I want you to think of it that way, and get it in your head that way. Okay? Now let's put the tight end in the core. Did anything change for these guys? We talked about that. So it's 2 hands. So 2 hands and 4 hands, if you're over here, it's the same defense, right? What's happening over here now? Charles? What are we playing over here? 2 hands is a call. Yeah, so what are you going to tell that corner?
Cloud.
Cloud. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Huh? Look where the back is. You just told me a little while ago that guy's in the fit. So do we need that guy to be in the fit? So what does that cloud to you mean? Because the back's your side. You could have a cloud away from the back where I'm in the fit. I'm playing off that defensive end and what's happening up front. If I get a cloud and the back's to me, what am I seeing now? What do I have to key now? And who? You still have to see the back first. So your primary key is still that guy. The secondary key is still number 2 on your side. Why do I have to see the back? What kind of technique are we playing? When we play cover 2, Charles, with the nickel, what kind of technique does this guy have? What do we call that technique? You remember what that technique's called, Drew? Carry. What does carry mean? What's that mean, Jonathan? Okay, what does... you should know, Mo. What does carry mean to you, bud?
Up and in.
Up and in. That means anything vertical or anything inside, you got him. Okay? He's got him. Because this guy's playing a half. So, number 1 he's got the middle of the field. So you basically got him, Mo, unless he does what? Unless he breaks it out within 5 yards, basically. Okay? So, I know as a corner that I got to be able to see the back. That can be a threat to me. I know where that guy is. But that guy can be a threat to me, and that guy can be a threat to me. Why does it matter what the back does? Because what you have to know is what it tells you. Here's what the back tells you in a cloud corners. It tells you, do I have that guy or do I not have that guy? Especially when it's 2 and 2, right? Do I have my mic or don't I have my mic? Which tells me how hard I got to squeeze number 1. So I told you that's your primary. So if I know the back goes away, is he still a threat to me? Because I'm thinking, what? The back's on my side. Am I thinking run first or pass first? Pass. So I see him go away from me. I know I lose my mic. Now who else can be a threat to me? So I see him go away and I see him up. I just told you what the nickels does. So what's he going to do? Huh? He's going to take him. So what's left there over on your side? And what is that? A big asshole over there, right? So if I see this guy away from me, what do I got to do with number 1? Am I got to play him harder inside or outside?
Outside.
Think about what I'm saying. Everything's going away from me. What do you got to be ready to do? What if they do that and that guy runs a shallow cross? What are you going to do to that now? So I'm going to squeeze it. So if I see the back step away from me, even though I'm playing pass first, where's my first step going to be? Inside. I'm going to protect inside first. If I see the back do that, or even check, who do I have help from now? Who's inside of me now? The mic. So am I going to be thinking the same way? So if he checks, I'm going to play him straight up, head up. If he goes wide, I'm going to be working a little bit more to the outside. Because I know the mic's coming with me. I'm going to step with him. If he goes there, I'm going to step with him. If he checks, I'm going to play that guy straight up till I see what that back's doing. Then I go from there, and I feel what number 2's doing. Because if 2's going to the flat, I stay wide. But I got to see what he's doing and that threat is doing first and foremost. Okay? So if I'm playing, let's put it in trips now. Let's put the tight end right here. Now what do you know? Now, Cloud, how's that differ for you now, Josh? Because I got a Will over here now. Now who can be a threat to you? The back's still over on this side. So it's like that now. It's quad. So what do I know now if I'm that Cloud corner? Who are the threats to me? That guy can be a threat. That guy can be a threat. And I got to feel what he's doing too. Because the Will's playing the same technique that nickel is. He's in the same technique that guy's in. So I got to make sure. So as I'm seeing that back, I got to feel with that back tight end. I got to identify that I got 3 possible guys that can threaten my zone, my flat. If they're all that way, then I can squeeze my number 1. So I want to give myself some vision so I can feel. I promise you this. Here's what I know about coaching linebackers and playing defense. And this is the same with the defensive lineman. That if I tell you guys to all do this, if I hold my finger up and I say stare at the tip of my finger, and you just stare at the tip of my finger, I say stare at that point in the end. Stare at this, keep staring at that end. That end. If that's all you look at, I promise you, that's all you're going to see. But if I say, see the end but feel everything around it, what do you guys, what do you naturally do? What do all we human beings do? We expand our vision. It's the same thing that some people, guys ever see those paintings in those stores where if you look at one spot long enough, a picture comes into view? You guys ever see those? Some people can do that. I can't even do that anymore. Because to do that, you got to be locked in on just one particular area to stare at it. But you got to train your eyes to, like right now, I can feel right here. You got to be able, you got to see more. If you just decide, hey, I'm going to look at the back, then there, well, that takes three different things. But if I say key the triangle and see all three, feel all three, you're going to have a picture come into play for you right now. You're going to know if anything's coming. And if everything's away from you, you're going to know. But if you look at one particular thing, that's all you're going to see. You got to train your eyes and think, expand my vision, expand my vision, expand my vision. Okay? Everybody understand that? Same with the defensive lineman. You got to be able to see more than just one thing. When you're, if I say field a tackle, you got to be able to line up on the tight end and field a tackle. If that backs my way, and I know I'm anticipating influence, I should be able to line up on that tight end and out of my peripheral vision feel what that tackle's doing, because that tackle is going to override everything else, right? Screw it to what this tight end's doing. But if that tackle's to me, boom, now I just transition right back to my tight end. But if I say just stare at the tackle, that's all you're going to do. Human nature will tell you that's all you're going to see. And if you let yourself buy into that, if you just see one particular thing, that's all you're ever going to see. And things aren't going to happen quite as quick for you. But when you ask yourself to expand out and see more and have a wider field of vision, you're going to see more. And things are going to happen that much faster for you because you're going to know what's going on. You're not going to have to go from here to here to here. But you got to ask yourself to do it. You have to train yourself to do it. Something you got to do every single day. We all on the same page there? I don't really want to get into trio and all the rest of the things that go along with that right now. Okay? What I want to make sure is that you guys understand, first of all, cover 4. What's the difference between palms and 4? Mo. What happens in cover 4? What's the difference between palms and 4 for you? Because you haven't played nickel for that long, so if they say 4 over here, what do you know? Yeah, your keys and things don't change, right? Everything there stays the same. What's the difference between the two? Harvey, what's the difference between the two? Huh? Absolutely, that's true. But why do sometimes we play 4 and sometimes we play palms? Huh? Yes, that's true. But if I'm this guy, what goes off in my head when I play in 4 that I don't have to do in palms?
4 to go down, you gotta take it.
There you go. There you go. In 4, you got the flat. You're curl flat. Palms, you never have the flat. I mean, when I say curl flat, it means you're curl flat off of 2. The only person that ever can take you flat in palms is who? 3. That's it. I'm a curl player now in palms until a number 3 takes me to the flat. But I will never expand to the flat with number 2. Ever. Okay? Everybody understand that? Jared, do you understand that? Courtney, huh? Yeah, you'd go 2 to 1. Because palms, when 2 goes flat, becomes what coverage now? It becomes cover 2. In cover 4, when that guy goes flat, it stays cover 4. Because we're going to take 2 to the flat. How does that affect you, Charles? So what's the difference? So that's why we're having the key number 2, right, Charles? Because in 4, if that guy goes flat, what are you doing now?
He goes flat, and I look to 1.
You look to 1 with your eyes. What about your body?
My body, I stay square, stay in place.
There you go. But if you're in palms and that guy does that, what are you doing now?
I open up to 1.
Because it became what to you?
It became like a cloud.
It became exactly a cloud. So it becomes a 2, and I go right now. But in 4, if he goes flat, my eyes go there, but I stay straight back. But in palms, as soon as he goes, I go. Okay? Everybody understand that? That's why we all have to be on the same page. We all have to understand what 4 means to us, what 2 means to us, and what palms means to us. It's really important. Okay? 2 hands, 4 hands. We didn't really do much more than that during the spring, did we? So let's put the tight end in the core. So we already said, so we're going to be in some kind of front here, okay? And I kind of talked about what these guys are doing, these guys who are open. Now I'm in the core, meaning I'm in the fit, we're in the fit. What am I doing? If I'm these guys, if I'm the will, what do I know if I'm in the core? And I'm the Mike, and I'm the will linebacker. What is always going to happen? Huh? Yeah, it's always an alert push. But I don't give a shit where the back is, what the formation is, anything else. I know that I'm aligned in the core, that these 6 guys got to block these guys. So regardless of where the back is, regardless, what do I know that these 2 are going to do? What do you know before the ball's even snapped? Huh? Exactly. So what's your primary key going to be? No? What's your primary key going to be? If I'm this guy or this guy? The back. So initially, I'm always going to see what that guy's doing. I know that before the ball's ever snapped. I know that before they even break the huddle. As soon as they get in that formation, I know that's my primary key. What's both my secondary key? Tight end. So whether I'm there or I'm there, I'm going from there to there. Especially if I'm this guy. The only time I'm not going to do that if I'm on this guy is if he doesn't step in. If he goes there, I'm going to transition my eyes. So Mike is a Mike linebacker. I know every single time I'm going from there to there if he goes this way, or if he stays there or goes there, I'm going there to there if it's cover 4, and to there if it's cover 2. I know that every single play, that's how it's going to happen for me. And if I'm the will linebacker, I'm going to check there. I'm going to be looking at the back. I'm going to see what he does, and my eyes are going to go to that tight end every play. Every single time. It's like I'm going to be a frickin' robot. Because I know this. You have no chance for success if that doesn't happen on every play. None. So when I watch film, and I'm sitting there watching film during the summertime, and I sit there and I see a 1-back set and I'm a will linebacker, I'm going to be saying, back to tight end, back to tight end, back to tight end. Every single time. The same way the D-line is going from here to here, hitting your targets. So the most important thing is, where are my eyes going to be? What are my keys? Where are my eyes going to be? How do I know how am I going to read? Everything else will slow down from there, I promise you. So it doesn't matter whether it's doubles or trips. I could put this nickel over here. It's all going to be the same for me. If I'm here, I'm going here to there. First thing, I got to see what this guy does and what this guy does. If I'm over here, I got to see what he does. If he goes that way, I'm going to check there. Every single time. So Mike, it's always back to my first strike, to my side, or back to my tight end. Period. And the reads from the corners and the safeties will never change. If I'm in palms or cover 4, where are my eyes when the ball's snapped? Charles. Number 2. Period. If I'm in palms, if I'm in cover 2, where are my eyes on the snap? Is the ball going to get snapped every play? Pretty sure you have to be looking inside. Vincent, you got to look at the ball to make sure it gets snapped. Is there something in a football manual that says if you're playing defense, you got to ensure that the offense snaps the football? Huh? Because I see a bunch of guys, every year. I've been coaching a long time. Defensive guys want to make sure that ball gets snapped. They're going to stare at that quarterback and that ball, and then it gets snapped. I promise you, it's going to get snapped. So where your eyes should be is where you're on your key, on who your threat is, who your primary key is, who your target is. If I'm a D lineman, it's going to be on my target, period. If it's a movement, it's going to be where? On the ball. I'll key the ball then. And I can do that because I'm going to line where if it's a movement. Tighter to the line or a little bit, maybe a hair deeper. Hair deeper, right? I can key the ball. So it's going to remind me, I line a little bit deeper, I'm going to key the ball to get in my movement. If it's not, I'm going to climb up because my eyes are going to be on my target. Okay? Fair enough? Fellas, that's all that really matters. If you guys understand that, nothing else really matters. Everything else is easy from that point on. But if you don't have your eyes in the correct positions and you don't understand where I'm looking to where I'm transitioning, and you're not able to do that time after time after time, you're going to have problems. Let's talk about Cleveland real quick. Defensive line, Curry. Cleveland is what kind of front? Huh? Why? You don't know. Hey, you don't know shit. You even know where Cleveland is? Where? Huh? God's country, isn't it? Huh? The Indians play there. You know that? Don't fuck with my Indians, all right? All right. So it's over front. Okay. What's different between Cleveland and 2 hands and 4 hands? Roach. It's a zone. What else does it mean? What is it versus a run? Gapped out. Okay? Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. One thing I'm going to change. I'm going to change it right now. Linebackers. When we have Cleveland called, will linebackers, you guys from now on, when we call Cleveland, we are going to line opposite the nickel. Okay? We're going to call it, I've always called it screw rolls. I'll talk to you about that. But you guys are going to basically align opposite the nickel. You guys are going to be the buzz dropper. Okay? So what does it mean when we are playing, is this a single high defense? It's a gapped out defense. Is it single high or is it 2 high? Single high. So we play it mainly with a stick. Who does that stick refer to? Which end? Huh? The bubble side end. Why are we doing that? Which way is the safety coming down there? Where's the safety always coming down to, Charles? Huh? The strong side. Or who's always going to be aligned on the strong side in this defense? The nickel. So all you got to do is you either find the strong side or find where my nickel is. And I know that's where we're dropping down to. You always are going to have a gap to that side. So if it's 2 and 2, where's your gap, Charles? We're sticking there now. Stick means that guy's going into a flex side B gap, okay? You'd be in the C gap. Okay, period. Okay? What's the will linebacker going to do? All you have to do is find, so the nickel and the will, it's easy. You find you align on number 2, and you buzz the 1. What is your gap always going to be? Outside what? The outside gap. Period. So here, it's 2 and 2, so I'm playing the D gap. I'm going to play my D, I'm going to get my run pass, I'm going to buzz underneath 1. What's the corner got to know? What kind of coverage is this for you? Cover 3. So what do you have to identify? It doesn't matter whether you're on the left side or the right side. Everything's the same. What do you have to identify first? Just like we talked about in the first meeting we got together, Jonathan. What do you have to do? If I'm a third corner, a cover 3 corner, what do I have to identify? You always know there's going to be a what on your side. There's going to be a number 1, right? Okay, what do you have to identify from there? Is there a number 2 on my side? Okay, so if I see a number 2 on my side, and in this case on the right corner I have a number 2 on my side. In this case on the left corner I have a number 2 on my side. What am I thinking if I have a number 2 on my side? Which is what? What does he say? What do we talk about there? Split them or play midpoint, right? So you're going to play midpoint until which case? Unless what? So how do I know if I have to midpoint? What am I keying if I'm one of these cloud corners? I know where that guy is. So what am I keying? Number 2. I want to see what number 2's doing, because if number 2's threatening down the field, I know I have to midpoint. Okay? So what we're going to do is he's going here, he's going to 2, he's going to 2, and he's going to 1. That's going to be our initial drop. So you're going to play in between both, and we're going to get guys underneath the other guys. Versus 2 and 2, it's pretty easy, right? But you have to identify that's a threat. If that guy goes flat, I stay inside. Now my eyes just go here, because I only got 1 threat on my side. He blocks, boom. Now I play number 1. Okay? But you got to identify where my threats are. If I'm this guy here, drop down safety, Harvey, how am I playing that? You're dropping down, playing your gap, but you're reading who? Number 2. And he tells you what to do from there on out. Because that's where your initial drop's going to go, right? Okay? Any questions about that? Does it matter where the back is? Doesn't make a shit, right? We'll react to the back. So if it's now it's trips. Boom. Nickel's still going to the passing strength. Mike's still here. Will's still here. Okay? Simple as that. Which safety's dropping down, Charles Jackson?
The right side.
Why?
Because it's the pass.
And this is what kind of front? Avery Moss? What kind of front is this? Cleveland. What's the front? Well, good guess. Why is it over, Avery? Ohio ain't in the East Coast. Huh? What, did it move overnight? You don't know where Ohio is, do you?
That's state lane, so I really
It is on East. It's towards the East Coast, so I'm messing with you. So where's a Mike always aligned in this defense? You're always going to align initially in the A-gap. Will's going to line opposite the nickel. Okay? So what do you have on your side now, Will linebackers? Huh? And what's that end doing in this call? Pretty much what we call it. Stick. So I can align with a little bit of width, right? How does that change according to where the back is? I know I'm going to be aligned out there. If that guy's coming this way, right? If the back's away from me, it's going to be easy to play my gap, right? He's going to come right to me. What do you got to key there if the back is there? You're going to be wider or tighter now if the back's on my side? A little bit tighter, right? Because there's a chance if they keep that stick from getting in there that I got to replace in the B gap. But I can have really good width if that back's away from me. Okay? So, now what am I doing? Same thing. Will's going to 1. Nickel's going to 1. What are you playing right here, Charles? Or Jonathan, if I'm the right corner, what kind of technique are you playing? Yeah, right corner. There you go. You're midpointing because you got a number 2. Does that guy mean shit to you? Not much, right? So I'm midpoint in 1 and 2. So we say he's going to 1. Now what are you doing, Mike? Huh? What tells you what to do there?
Most dangerous.
I mean, the tight end is definitely the most dangerous, right? Because the safety's still doing the same thing. You're dropping. Where's your gap, Charles? D gap. Is that who you're keying?
No. I need key number 2.
Yeah, you drop down to play your gap, but you still key number 2, correct? So, if I'm the Mike, and I know he's going to 2, that's 3 strong. What tells me how aggressive I can be working to that tight end?
Back releases, and I got to
If that back free releases that way, I got to play in between both guys, right? Because he's there, I got to fill up space there and there. We'll give that up. If that back checks or comes this way, what do I do now?